Join Isla and her friends in the exciting world of magic as they face new challenges and hone their skills to protect the magical world. Discover new abilities and form alliances in Chapter 14 of the Midnight Murmurs series. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical adventures. Book 1: The Secret of the Enchanted Forest. Chapter 14: Facing New Challenges. As the sun began to rise over Arcanum Academy, Isla and her friends gathered in the courtyard, ready to start a new day of training. They had returned to the academy with a renewed sense of purpose after their summer adventures and were eager to hone their skills as protectors of the magical world. As they made their way to their first class, Isla couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. She knew that the challenges ahead would be difficult, but she also knew that she and her friends were up to the task. Their first class of the day was combat training, and Isla was eager to see what new skills she could learn. As they entered the training arena, Isla's professor greeted them with a smile. "Today we will be working on new magical abilities," he said. "I want you all to push yourselves and see what you're capable of." The group spent the next several hours practicing new spells and techniques. Isla felt a rush of adrenaline as she discovered a new ability she had never known before. She worked tirelessly to master it, determined to be the best protector she could be. In between classes, Isla and her friends spent time developing their friendships and alliances. They reached out to other students at the academy, forming bonds that they knew could be useful in future adventures. They also spent time with their new ally, sharing information and strategies to stay one step ahead of any potential threats. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for Isla and her friends. Each of them faced personal challenges and obstacles that they had to overcome. For Isla, it was learning to trust her instincts and rely on her own judgment. For her friend, it was conquering his fear of failure. Despite the challenges, Isla and her friends continued to grow and develop as protectors of the magical world. They learned to rely on each other for support and guidance, strengthening their friendships and their ability to work as a team. As the semester came to a close, Isla and her friends looked back on all they had accomplished. They had faced new challenges, discovered new abilities, and formed stronger alliances and friendships. They knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. And so, with a newfound sense of determination and purpose, Isla and her friends set their sights on the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in their quest to protect the magical world. Isla and her friends were back at Arcanum Academy, ready to continue their studies and prepare themselves for any future threats that may arise in the magical world. They had a new sense of purpose and determination, knowing that they were now protectors of the magical world and had a duty to keep it safe. As they settled into their classes, they began to discover new magical abilities that they never knew they had. Isla, for example, discovered that she had a talent for using fire magic, while her friend Marcus found he had an affinity for controlling water. Together, they worked to hone their skills, practicing and perfecting their abilities with the help of their professors. Their training sessions were intense and challenging, but Isla and her friends knew that they needed to push themselves if they were to be ready for any potential battles. They learned how to use their new abilities in combat, practicing spells and tactics until they could execute them flawlessly. As they trained, they also formed a stronger bond with their new ally, a powerful wizard named Malachi. Together, they worked to uncover a potential new threat to the magical world and prevent it from causing harm. They also reached out to other students at the academy, forming alliances that could be useful in future adventures. Despite their newfound skills and allies, Isla and her friends still faced personal challenges and obstacles that they had to overcome. For Isla, it was learning to control her temper when things didn't go as planned. For Marcus, it was learning to trust in his own abilities and not doubt himself. But with the support and guidance of their friends, they were able to push through and grow as individuals. Through their struggles, Isla and her friends learned to rely on each other for support and guidance, strengthening their friendships and their ability to work as a team. They knew that they had a long way to go before they could truly be considered protectors of the magical world, but they were determined to continue to grow and develop, facing new challenges and obstacles with confidence and bravery. In conclusion, Isla and her friends continued to grow and develop as protectors of the magical world, facing new challenges and obstacles, but also forming stronger alliances and friendships that will be useful in future adventures. They had discovered new magical abilities, learned how to use them in combat, and overcome personal challenges, all while working together to keep the magical world safe from harm. Isla and her friends returned to Arcanum Academy with a newfound sense of purpose. They knew that their role as protectors of the magical world was not something to be taken lightly, and they were determined to do everything in their power to prepare for any potential threats. As they settled back into their classes, they began to discover new magical abilities that they had never known they possessed. Isla, for example, discovered that she had the power to manipulate time, while her friend Jack found that he had a natural affinity for elemental magic. With their newfound abilities, the group was eager to hone their skills and learn how to use them in combat. They participated in intense training sessions with their professors, learning new spells and techniques that would be essential in any future battles. But it wasn't just their magical abilities that they were working on. Isla and her friends also focused on developing their friendships and forming alliances that could be useful in future adventures. Their strongest ally was a new student at Arcanum Academy named Mia, who shared their passion for protecting the magical world. Together, the group worked tirelessly to uncover a potential new threat to the magical world, using their combined skills and knowledge to piece together clues and information. But Mia was not the only student they reached out to. Isla and her friends also made a conscious effort to form alliances with other students at the academy who shared their values and their goals. They knew that they couldn't face any potential threats alone, and the more allies they had, the better their chances of success. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Each member of the group faced personal challenges and obstacles that they had to overcome in order to be successful in their role as protectors of the magical world. Isla struggled with the weight of her responsibilities, while Jack had to confront his fear of failure. But through it all, they learned to rely on each other for support and guidance. They formed deep and meaningful friendships, strengthening their bond and their ability to work as a team. As the weeks passed, Isla and her friends continued to grow and develop as protectors of the magical world. They faced new challenges and obstacles, but with their new magical abilities, their strong alliances, and their unwavering friendship, they knew that they were ready to face whatever the future had in store for them. Isla had always been a confident and independent young woman, but she was faced with a personal challenge that shook her to her core. During a training session, she was ambushed by a group of dark wizards and was unable to defend herself. She felt weak and vulnerable, and her confidence was shattered. Feeling embarrassed and ashamed, Isla withdrew from her friends and classmates, avoiding any situation that might put her in the spotlight. She spent most of her time training alone, determined to become stronger and more skilled. One day, Isla's friend and ally, a young wizard named Leo, approached her and asked her to join him for a walk in the forest. Isla was hesitant at first, but she knew that Leo was a kind and compassionate person and decided to take him up on his offer. As they walked through the woods, Leo shared his own struggles and challenges, and how he had learned to overcome them with the help of his friends. He encouraged Isla to open up and share her own feelings and fears. Tears streamed down Isla's face as she recounted the incident that had left her feeling so helpless and alone. Leo listened intently, offering words of encouragement and support. "You are not weak, Isla," Leo said firmly. "You are one of the strongest and bravest people I know. You have faced incredible challenges and overcome them time and time again. This is just another obstacle that you will overcome with the help of your friends." Isla felt a glimmer of hope and gratitude in her heart. She realized that she had been isolating herself from the people who cared about her the most. She made a decision to reach out to her friends and ask for their help and support. With the help of her friends and the guidance of her professors, Isla continued to train and improve her skills. She no longer felt alone or ashamed of her vulnerabilities. Instead, she embraced them as a part of who she was, and as a way to grow and develop as a protector of the magical world. As Isla faced her personal challenges, she learned that she was not alone. Her friends and allies stood by her side, offering support, encouragement, and a shoulder to lean on. She also learned that it was okay to be vulnerable, and that asking for help was not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. Isla and her friends continued to face new challenges and obstacles, but they did so with a newfound sense of strength, confidence, and camaraderie. They knew that they could rely on each other, and that together they could overcome anything that the magical world might throw their way. As Isla and her friends returned to Arcanum Academy, they knew that their roles as protectors of the magical world had become more important than ever before. They were determined to hone their skills and learn new magical abilities that would help them face any potential threats that could come their way. The group dove headfirst into intense training sessions with their professors, determined to push themselves to the limit and discover new ways to use their powers in combat. As they grew stronger and more skilled, they also formed deeper friendships and alliances with other students at the academy, working together to uncover a potential new threat to the magical world. Despite facing personal challenges and obstacles, the group learned to rely on each other for support and guidance. They knew that they could not face these challenges alone, and their bonds of friendship and teamwork only grew stronger as they overcame each obstacle together. Through it all, Isla and her friends remained dedicated to their mission as protectors of the magical world. They knew that the challenges they faced were only the beginning, but they were more prepared than ever to face whatever came their way. As they looked to the future, Isla and her friends knew that they had much to learn and discover, but they also knew that they had each other. They were a team, a family, and they would always be there for each other, no matter what challenges or obstacles lay ahead. The magical world was safe in their hands, and they were ready to face whatever the future held. Thanks for joining us for another exciting chapter of the Midnight Murmurs book series. In Chapter 14, Isla and her friends face new challenges as they hone their magical abilities and form alliances to protect the magical world. They also overcome personal obstacles, strengthening their bond as a team. We can't wait to see what happens next in the series, and we hope you'll join us for the next chapter. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Midnight Murmurs, so you don't miss a single chapter of this thrilling adventure.